Hello, everyone, back with an IRS tax refund update. On today's episode, as we enter into yet another week with those extended refund delays, another significant batch of tax refunds is scheduled for release, so we will recap that, as well as where things currently stand with the refund backlog. Meanwhile, we'll also recap on one of the main issues still causing delays in which many who are impacted are still not aware is the cause of the particular refund delay and the IRS timeframe on resolution. Also, we have an update for those still waiting on those amended tax returns to be processed. Now, this week will mark the third consecutive week in which we're seeing significant movement when it finally comes to the processing of those tax refunds. Now, the reports are coming directly from our viewers and consist of both e-filers as well as paper filers who sent the returns to the Texas, Utah, and Missouri processing facilities. However, it should be noted the IRS does not seem to be processing those tax returns in the order in which they were received. For example, we have March e-filers now showing a refund date, while other January and February e-filers are still waiting. So the IRS remains inconsistent on this point. Also, since the IRS allowed the backlog to get this bad, there's still nearly 2 million unprocessed electronic tax returns remaining and over 9 million paper returns remaining. However, that number is in dispute since the IRS had publicly stated several weeks back that number is actually 19 million. So when the IRS is communicating, we are still getting inconsistent information. It is still expected a majority of the electronic returns many of you are waiting on will get processed well before those paper returns, and the goal to wiping out the backlog is December. However, at this point, the timeframe does not seem realistic and will probably extend in the next tax season. If you're still waiting on a response to correspondence you sent to the IRS, the response time is currently 6 months, which is stated by the IRS, while it is taking them 1 year to resolve identity theft cases. Meanwhile, one of the most common reasons for those refund delays continues to be the need to complete ID verification. We're still getting reports from our viewers on a weekly basis informing us they never received the IRS letter 5071C, like seen here, informing them they needed to complete ID verification. And it was only after speaking to either the IRS Taxpayer Advocate or Congressional Representatives office where they even made aware this was the reason for that refund hold. Now, at this point, we are certain there are still refunds holds out there because of this very issue. For those needing to complete ID verification, the fastest way to do so is by going to the irs.gov website and verifying your identity through id.me. Once you've verified your identity, you will see the confirmation message as seen here on the right, indicating the IRS will now continue to process your tax return and it will take 9 weeks. However, a majority of our viewers who have gone through this process have actually stated the time frame averages closer to 2 to 3 weeks for processing and issuing of that refund. If you're having issues verifying your identity online, in most cases you can verify over the phone or by scheduling an appointment at your local IRS office. Do note if you receive the IRS identity verification letters 4883C or 6330C, you cannot verify your identity online. Meanwhile, an update for those of you waiting on amended returns, we also saw an increase of reports coming in from viewers that their 2021 tax year amended returns have finally been completed. By now, many of you know the 3 stages as seen here in the processing of those amended returns, and we saw in the past week a number of February and March amended return filers finally see those 3 bars and an issuance of their refund. So we're seeing in cases of an amended return adjusted and processed in less than 5 months. Now that time frame is far better than we anticipated, as we had been seeing over a 1-year wait time for tax year 2020 amended returns, and there are still some viewers who are still waiting for an update as of this point. For those who are continuing to check their tax transcripts and report seeing a star next to their tax year, that again does not indicate a problem with your return, and what that means is the IRS system has still not processed your tax return. Usually stars will appear roughly 60 days after the tax filing deadline has passed in April with no updates. That star will in fact remain present until your return is finally processed and will disappear after that. Now, while we're starting to see progress on these refunds, there's still a ways to go for some still waiting. The fact the IRS remains inconsistent with the processing of their refunds, it is very hard to get an accurate processing time frame as a result. So oftentimes it's relying on information provided by our viewers to give us an insight on what is going on, as the IRS does not provide regular updates on this topic. There had been some isolated cases of 1 or 2 viewers doubting what our subscribers have been posting about finally seeing their refund status. Now, one of the reasons we post screenshots of refund status results and tax transcripts is to provide all of you proof of what is going on and what we are reporting. As I said before, this channel is not affiliated with the IRS, nor do we make excuses for actions they have taken this year when it comes to the processing and refund delays many of you are still experiencing. Let us know what problem you're currently experiencing. In the meantime, we'll keep monitoring the situation for further developments, so make sure to click on the thumbs up and subscribe button below for future updates on this channel, and thanks for watching.